In this demonstration, I will show you the use of deployment slots to enable BlueGreen deployments on your Azure web app. First, I will show you the web app. I've configured a web app and I configured two deployment slots. One is the default one for production, but I also configured an additional one. The deployment slot is called green. So what I will do in my release pipeline is I will create two stages. I get my artifacts from the build and I configure the stage green and I configure the stage swap BlueGreen. Because what a BlueGreen deployment is, I will deploy my new application to a new slot. I will run some additional tests. I will check if everything is okay. And when everything is okay, I will simply swap production with that slot. That guarantees me zero downtime because it's an internal IP swap that happens. And you can all trigger that from the release pipeline. The green slot has an Azure deployment task. It deploys a new version of the application infrastructure and then it deploys a new version of my app. Once that's complete, I can continue to the next phase, which is one simple Azure CLI command where I call AZ web app deployment slot swap. I point to my resource group, I point to my website, and I will say swap this slot, in this case green, with my target slot production. Let us demonstrate that by starting a new release. My deployment to the green slot succeeded and my swap for BlueGreen is pending approval. I chose to have this as a manual step. Of course, I can also configure this as a release gate that checks availability monitoring or failure requests, but in this case I will just have a manual check before swapping. When we take a look at our green slot, it's now blue, but that was the older version of the website. When I hit refresh, we can now see that we have created a green version of our website. When we look at our production website and check the URL, it's azdo BlueGreen web without -green, and this is with -green, which is the deployment slot. When I hit refresh here, it's the white version. So now we want to swap the white version for the green version. So we go back to our release pipeline and we hit approve. Now the swap is in progress. So it's running an Azure CLI command. And the only thing it basically does is swapping an internal IP number, and it points the new version of the website to the old version of the website. So what we will see is that our green will go to production and our white will go to the green deployment slot. So this succeeded as well. So let us check what happened. This is our production version. When we hit Ctrl F5 to refresh, it directly swaps. We don't have any load time. It's now the green version. And when we go to the green version and we hit Ctrl F5 refresh, we will see that we have the white version. When we find an error and we want to revert, it's simply a matter of swapping again, and the green is again swapped with the production. This is a BlueGreen deployment.